A family says they've been holding on to ashes they believe were their deceased mother's, but they were wrong.
And tonight they really have no idea whose ashes they were given, so they're threatening a lawsuit. Haley Mason live in the Henry County city of McDonough with a new admission from the funeral home. Haley?
Yes, this is complicated, but also shocking new details coming out in this hour, Mike and Alicia. The family of Patricia Bradley tells me that they came here to the Spear Shelton Funeral Home and had a nice memorial for their mother, but found out it was with someone else's ashes. They didn't learn until weeks later that their mother's body hadn't even been picked up from the hospital yet. Regina Wynn couldn't fight back tears, telling us how her family thought this box of unmarked ashes that they've had for months was their late mother, Patricia Bradley. They found out weeks after her memorial that it is not.
The hospital contacted me, and if they hadn't contacted me, I would have still believed that that was my mom.
Today, the family attorney is blaming the Southern Regional Hospital and the Spear Shelton Funeral Home in McDonough for the error. They're planning to sue.
The funeral director committed to the family that he would be able to have the body cremated and ready in time for the service that was going to be roughly at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Some body was cremated, and we've got the ashes of some family.
I called Edwin Shelton, the director at Spear Shelton Funeral Home. He's blaming Cremation Services of Atlanta, who did the cremation. They tell me they never delivered any ashes to Shelton the week of that memorial. They say they did nothing wrong, but cremated Miss Bradley weeks later as requested. So whose ashes were in this urn? On my call with Shelton, he describes to me what happened that day.
When I walked in the funeral home, I saw some cremains on the desk. I said, well, okay, ain't got no name on it, but I'm pretty sure this is it because I don't keep cremains. And that's what I carried to the family. And that's where I messed up at. The cremains were there. I thought they were hers.
Cremation Services of Atlanta is now blaming it all on Shelton and the funeral home.
The proper protocol was followed regarding Ms. Bradley, and there was no error or mishap on the part of the crematory. I specifically signed the certificate of cremation, which means that I verified everything before Ms. Bradley was returned to the funeral home.
There's a family that probably believes that it has its loved one's ashes, but we have the ashes. And to date, Ms. Bradley's family still does not have her ashes.
Well, Shelton tells me that here at Spear Shelton, he does have Miss Bradley's ashes, but still the Cremation Services tells me that they were not involved in that first delivery. They sent me this statement confirming their dates and times, saying, quote, Cremation Services of Atlanta did not deliver any cremated remains to Spear Shelton funeral directors on the 28th of September or the 29th or the entire week of the memorial service. They said any cremated remains that were delivered were required to be verified and signed by the funeral home, which we keep record of. They say the funeral home did sign for Miss Bradley weeks later. They don't know who that first body belongs to. The family is asking for information on anybody who might have died in that time frame. We hear from the hospital and more from this funeral director coming up at 6 o'clock. Reporting live in McDonough, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.